I found out my husband has been secretly recording our arguments to prove I am crazy, so I let him record me telling his entire family what he's done. I never thought I'd be the woman discovering hidden cameras in my own home, but 3 days ago, while searching for my earrings in our bedroom dresser, I found a small recording device tucked behind his socks, paint still recording. My husband Derek and I have been married for 4 years. We're both successful professionals. Here I am, a therapist, he's in finance, Piran, and from the outside we seemed perfect. But behind closed doors, our arguments had been intensifying over the past year, mostly about his increasing work hours and emotional distance. When I confronted Derek about arguments, he'd often say I was overreacting or remembering things wrong. Sometimes he'd claim I said things I was certain I hadn't. I started doubting myself, wondering if stress was affecting my memory. Finding that recorder changed everything. With shaking hands, I plugged it into my laptop. There were dozens of audio files dating back 6 months, parent all our arguments, carefully labeled with dates. But what made my blood run cold was a folder titled Evidence for Divorce, containing edited clips of me at my most frustrated, taken completely out of context. In one clip, he'd removed his accusations that triggered my response, making me sound unhinged. In another, he'd spliced together fragments from different arguments to create a fictional meltdown. I sat frozen listening to this manufactured version of myself, a woman who sounded unstable and aggressive. The woman Derek was creating to show others. Instead of confronting him immediately, I did something I've never done before. I got strategic. Derek had been planning a birthday dinner for his mother at our home that weekend, with his parents, siblings, and their spouses all attending. The perfect audience. For the next 2 days, I was the model wife. I helped prepare for the party, kissed him goodbye each morning, and pretended I hadn't discovered his betrayal. Meanwhile, I consulted a divorce attorney and secured my personal documents. The night of the dinner, everyone was enjoying dessert when Derek's brother asked when we were planning to have children. Before Derek could answer, I smiled and said, "Lissy, I have something I'd like to share with everyone." I pulled out my phone and played a recording I'd made that morning. Parent Derek admitting he'd been secretly recording our arguments for months, planning to use them in divorce proceedings to portray me as unstable and potentially get a better settlement. How'd I get this confession? I'd simply confronted him before he left for work with my phone recording in my pocket. His initial denial crumbled when I showed him the device I'd found, and in his panic to explain, he revealed everything, parent, including his lawyer's advice to gather evidence that I was emotionally unstable to use against me. The silence around the dinner table was deafening as his family heard him explain his plan to edit out the parts where I provoke her and make sure she looks like the crazy one. Derek lunged for my phone, but his father, a retired judge, parent, stopped him with a raised hand. "Son, what the hell have you done?" he asked quietly. As Derek stammered excuses, I calmly informed everyone that I'd be staying with a friend while divorce proceedings began, and that I'd already forwarded the original recordings and his confession to my attorney. His mother, tears streaming down her face, asked if there was any way to fix this. I looked directly at Derek and said, "You can't repair trust with someone who's been building a case against you while sleeping beside you." I left that night with my essential belongings. Derek has called 47 times. His mother has called to apologize for whatever role she played in raising someone capable of such betrayal. His father, the retired judge, offered to connect me with the best divorce attorneys he knows. Yesterday, Derek's sister dropped off a package, parent, my favorite photos from our wedding, and a note saying, "We're here for you." It was the first time I've cried since finding the recorder. I am not the unstable woman in those edited recordings. I am a woman who found her voice just in time.